Okay, whatever. Hi everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. So today I decided to start to do something different. Uh, I've been wanting to do this now for some time now. It's a story time of two soulmates finally connecting. And for those of you guys that don't know, I'm also a tarot reader. I'm a Virgo. I'm a Virgo sun with a Cancer moon. I don't know what my rising is because I can't find my date of birth. I can't remember what my date of birth is, better yet said. So that's my sun. So I'm a Virgo sun with a Cancer moon. So I've been wanting to do this for some time now. It's been a minute now since I've been wanting to do this, but I think it's a good time to actually get it started, so you guys could learn about the journey. As some of fellow Virgos, some of y'all Virgos be able to relate to my story. Some of you guys will, some of you guys won't. I mean, you don't have to be a Virgo. Tell you the truth, the sign doesn't really matter. But it's just a situation at hand where some of you guys may be able to relate to my story. Now, you guys will hear his side of the story as well. He will come on live. I will bring him on so you guys can meet him and he can introduce himself and he can tell you his side of the story. But we're going to start with me first. So this is my channel. So we're going to start with me. So basically the best way to start here is to start in the beginning. That's the best way to start. Start in the beginning, right? And also I want to let you guys know that as a tarot reader, of course, I'm gonna turn to my cards because I need to make sure that this guy is legit and everything that he's saying. And when I did the spread, with several spreads that I did, I kept getting the same cards. One, it confirmed everything that he had told me. Two, I kept getting the Emperor and the Empress, the King and the Queen of Pentacles, the King and Queen of Wands, all four aces, the Ace of Swords, Cups, Pentacles, and Wands. All four aces. I got the Six of Cups as well, because we're also past life lovers. It seems like we were together in several lifetimes. We wasn't just together in one lifetime, we was together in several lifetimes already. And I also get the Four of Wands. I get the Four of Wands, I get the Moon, the High Priestess. These are the cards that normally tend to come out in the spread when I do the reading. The Sun also comes out as well. The Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, those cards also come out. The Wheel of Fortune comes out, and the Hierophant also comes out as well. Those are the cards that always tends to come out when I do the spread, because I had to turn to the cards. So I'm gonna give you guys history. I'm gonna give you guys a history so you could at least know what's up. How all of this came about, how everything started. And we're gonna start at the very beginning. Not the very beginning, not when I was born, not that far back. But we're gonna start at the beginning. We're gonna take it back to the early 2000s. Yes, to the early 2000s, when basically I was in my 20s. I was single. I didn't have a child. I was living good. I had a stable job, I had a good paying job. I had my own place, driving around a brand new car. I had my house was fully decorated, living in a really nice area, in a nice apartment, everything. I was good. And I was just dating, I was dating. And mainly the type of men that I will always attract, because this is what I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to tall men. I love tall men. I like them tall. And tall, they were always cut, nice body, cut, nice body, pretty eyes, and they always were, they always had something going for them. Either they had potential to be successful, or they was already had a successful career, one or the other. And most of the men that I met, the majority of them, I met them was at work. That's where I normally tend to meet the men that I dated. But guess what? Every single one of them was what? Lying, cheating. They had me either in a three-party situation. Go figure. Lying, cheating had me three-party situation, or they just wasn't ready for a commitment at all. They just wanted to have fun, and these were the type of men that I was attracting. Either they had me in a three-party situation, or I was the other woman. They lied, they cheated. Um, they didn't self-sabotage. There was only one that self-sabotaged, but the majority of them was lying and cheating, and three-party situation. That's what I had. And then when I wasn't in relationships with them, it was always something. It was always something with them. But those were the type of men that I always attracted. I was always attracting those type of men into my life. And at this point in my life, I'm in my 20s, and I'm ready for a family. I want kids. I'm ready for the whole entire nine. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for my kids. I'm ready for the family. But the men that I was attracting, there was no good. There was no good at all. So it's like, whatever. So, uh, when I, so that's the way it was during my 20s. And then when I had moved out here to Tampa, Florida, where I'm at, that's where I moved out here. I was living out here, still, living the good life and everything, being single and in control, having a good time. That's where ended up meeting my daughter's father. Now, my daughter's father, every woman has a joke in her life. Every woman dates a man that's a joke, and he was mine. Because I was new here in Tampa, really didn't know people, and I wanted to date somebody. So, I had dated this other guy and everything. We was together for 2 years and everything, but that didn't work out, because that was domestic. That turned out to be a domestic, one of those domestic relationships. And it was like, no, I can't do this anymore. So he was the first guy I dated was, a guy, he had potential. He was a good, he had potential. He had potential. He's one of those guys that had potential, but guess what? He used to like to play victim, and it was one of those domestic relationships. And I was like, nope, I can't do this. I was with him for 2 years. I stopped, and then broke it off with him. We went our separate ways. And then a year later, I ended up meeting my daughter's father. Like I said, every woman dates a man. There's a joke in her life. He was mine. And I met him. I dated him basically because I was bored. I really didn't have nothing to do. I wanted to go out. I wanted to be wine and dine. I wanted to have a good time. I wanted to have a good time. And he really wasn't the type of man that I would actually date. Yes, he was good looking. Yes, he was tall. Yes, he had a nice body. He was cut and everything. But he wasn't, he didn't meet our criteria. Because, as a Virgo, we could be very picky when we date somebody. Because we're not going to just date you just to date you to say we got a man or we're in a relationship. No, you have to look, walk, shit, spit, talk a certain way. And he really didn't meet those criteria. He really didn't meet my standards as a man, but I still dated him because I wanted to have fun. I wanted to go out, I wanted to be wine and dine. So I met him. He, the whole entire relationship started off as a lie. It started off a lie. The whole entire relationship was a lie. He lied to me about everything. The man didn't have a job. He didn't have a car. He didn't have his own place. He was living with his mama. He was living with his mother, and he had a criminal background. So he couldn't get his own place, nor could he get a job at all. But it started off as a lie. He lied to me, talking about he had a job when he never did. He lied to me, telling me that he had a car when he never did. And so I meet him, and then we hit it off and everything. So then he's trying to run game on me. Cause we was talking, and he had told me that his mother was moving out, and he was looking for a place to live. I already knew off the bat that he wasn't going to be able to get a place here in the state of Florida because in the state of Florida they don't rent to people with criminal background, and then he didn't have a job at all. So how was he going to rent a place? How he's going to get his own place? Because his mother had told him that he couldn't go live with her. So so I knew he was trying to run game on me because he was talking within 3 days. This man had us married, living together in a white picket house fence with kids and everything, talking about when he moves in and everything, he could do this and this and that. And I'm like, move in? I just met your ass. What you talking about move in? Like, no. So then he was like, trying to run game with me, trying to get his foot in the door so he could come in, live with me, be a freeloader and all that stuff. I'm like, no, I know what you're trying to do. I know he was trying to run game on me so he could be a freeloader up in my house. And I was like, no. And then he was trying to convince me to let him move into my house, and I wasn't letting him move into my house. I was like, no, 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 let's wait till you get a job and everything. He's like, well, I need to find a place to live because my mother's moving, and I can't go with her, so I need to have a place to live. I'm like, well, let's see if you could get a job first and everything. And then at the time I used to drive a stick shift, and he didn't know how to drive a stick shift, so he wanted me to trade in my car and traded in for an automatic because his thing was he wanted to be dropping me off at work, and then he'll pick me up, and then like that he says that he could pick me up, he could go look for a job, and then he'll pick me up after work. And I'm like, no. And he's like, no, trade in your car for an automatic and I will help you make payments on it. And I'm thinking in my head, but how you gonna help me make payments on it? You ain't got no job. How you gonna do that? You ain't got no job, right? How you gonna know? You ain't got no job. So I knew he was trying to run game on me, and then he was talking about, oh, I think I'm falling in love with you and everything. And I'm thinking in my head, dude, you just met me. You talking about you just fell in love with me? Really? Okay. So, you know what? I'm going to play along with your ass because I know you're trying to run game on me. So I'm going to go right ahead and play along with you. And so my best friend had came to visit me during that week, and I started playing along with him. I'm like, oh yes, I'm falling in love with you too, baby. I'm falling in love with you. I'm also falling in love with you. Yes, I'm falling in love with you. So then I wanted to put him to the test. So I told him, okay, because I knew what he was trying to do. While I'm at work busting my butt, working every single day. He wanted to be up in my house, eating up my food, running up my electricity, driving around in my car, wasting my gas. Oh, hell no. And then he didn't have money at all because he didn't have a job. And I was the one that was always coming out of pocket. I was the one that was always paying for everything because he couldn't pay for nothing at all because he didn't have no money. So I wanted to test him because he's talking about he wants to get into a relationship. He wants us to live together. He wants us to have kids and everything. He wants a family and all this shit. And I knew he was just trying to tell me. I knew he was only trying to run game on me, telling me what he thought I wanted to hear to let him move into the house. But it wasn't working because I already was on to him. So what I did, I just tested him and I told him, you know what, baby? I think I'm falling in love with you too. You know that? I think I'm falling in love with you as well. And you know what? I think it's good. I think it's time for you to move in the house and everything. But I want to let you know, when you move into the house, you're gonna pay the rent, and you're gonna pay half of the car note as well. Because if you're gonna be driving around in my car, you need to be paying half of that car note as well, and you're gonna pay the rent, and I'll just pay the utilities. Okay? And he was like, okay, that's good. And during that week, my best friend had came to visit me. So she came to visit me. So I didn't hear from this man for 3 days. And I'm calling him, and I'm texting him, sending him texts. 3 days I did not hear from this man, and I'm calling him, sending him text messages and everything, and the man doesn't take my call. He doesn't respond back to my text messages at all. And then on day 4 he finally picks up the phone, and he's giving me an attitude, talking about, why you blowing me up and everything, why you blowing up my phone and everything, why you calling me. I'm like, I haven't talked to you in 3 days. I want to see what you was doing, what's going on, what's up with you, why you got an attitude problem. Because I'm busy, I'm doing things, I'm out. I'm like, okay, so what's up, what's going on? And then he comes out and tells me, you know what, I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking a lot, and I'm not ready for a relationship. I really don't want to get into a relationship. I'm like, what you mean you're not ready for a relationship? It was your idea to get into a relationship. It wasn't mine. He goes, yeah, I know, but I thought I was ready at the time, and I had time to think about it these last few days, and I'm just not ready for a relationship right now. It's not you, it's me. I'm like, really? I'm like, because I put him to the test. Because why did he change his mind now? He changed his mind because being that I told him, okay, you can go right ahead and move in, but you got to pay the rent. You're going to have to pay the rent in this house, and you're going to pay half of the car note as well, because you're driving there as well, and I'll pay the rest. Because he didn't want to pay bills at all. He just wanted to come. He just wanted to move in with me and be a freeloader. He didn't want to pay bills. That's why he was all trying to sweet talk me, trying to tell me what he thought I wanted to hear, being in a relationship, having a family, having kids, and all this stuff. No, fool, you cannot run game on me. I already know what you're trying to do. I already ran that game before. Okay, no, I already knew what your ass was up to. That's why I tested you by throwing some bills at your face, so you could know that your ass is going to be paying some bills. And sure enough, once I threw those bills in his face, telling him that he's going to be paying bills, guess what? He no longer wants to be in a relationship because he's not ready for it at all. And then he tells me, oh, it's not you, it's me. I'm like, is that right? Yeah, that's what I thought. And then he tells me, and I think it's best for us to go our separate ways. I'm like, yeah, I think so too. But you know what? I got your number. I got your number. I got you. And I hung up, and I was pissed off, and I told my best friend, and I'm like, oh, he tried me. Because I knew he was trying to run game on me, trying to use me for a place to live, thinking that I'm going to fall for it. No, sorry, bitch, but no, I'm not falling for it. So, and I was pissed off. I'm like, you know what? I need to turn this shit around. I need to turn this energy around. Yes, I do. And you know what I did the next day? Because I wanted to get him back, and I wanted to get him back really good. I had sent him a text message in the morning, and I had told him, and I wrote in the text message, I went to the doctor today, and I found out that I have, and I left it at that. I left it at that right there. I left it at that. That's all I said. I went to the doctor, so I had a doctor's appointment today, and I found out that I have, and I just left it at that. Left it at that, didn't say anything. That's a bad text message to get from a girl, because talking about you may have something. So then within 3 minutes, he's already calling my phone. Or he's already calling my phone, wanting to know, what do I have? What did I find out that I have? So my best friend, she picked up the phone, and because she was playing along with me, and then I pretended that I was in a shower. So I went into the bathroom, turned on the shower, and my best friend picked up the phone, and she was like, no, Inez, she's in the shower right now. And he's like, did she tell you anything? She's like, no, she didn't tell me anything. All I know is that she left early this morning, and she just came back now. She looks kind of upset, but she hasn't told me anything. Why? What's going on? He's like, because she sent me a text talking about she had a doctor's appointment, and she found out that she has something, and I need to know what that she has. And my best friend's like, well, I don't know. I don't know. She hasn't told me anything. So my friend comes in the bathroom. She's like, Inez, so-and-so when the loser want to talk to you. And I'm like, I don't want to talk to him right now. I don't want to talk to him right now. Tell him, leave me alone. I'm not in the mood to talk. I'm not in the mood. And then my friend's like, she's like really upset. She's crying. She doesn't want to talk at all. He's like, well, tell her I need to know because she sent me this text talking about that she found out that she has something from the doctor. I need to know what she has. And then my friend tells me he wants to know, what's up with that text that you sent him, talking about you have something that the doctor told you that you have. What do you have? And I'm like, I just found out. Oh, I just found out that I have I'm not ready. Just tell him I'll talk to him when I'm ready to talk to him. I'm not ready to talk right now. I can't talk right now. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. That's me in the background. That's me in the background saying, and my best friend's like, well, she can't talk right now. She's like really crying. She's in bad shape right now. She said she'll call you back and everything. He's like, well, okay, well, make sure she calls me back. Call me back. And he's like, so my friend's like, so basically she sent you a text telling you that the doctor told her that she may have something. He's like, yeah. And then she's like, didn't you guys use protection? And then she's like, don't you know how many diseases there are out there? There's out there. You could catch so many diseases, things will kill you. She's like, that's very irresponsible of you guys. Do you know the diseases that are life-threatening that you could catch and everything? That's very irresponsible of you guys. You guys should have worn protection. You guys should have been more responsible and everything and been wearing protection and not just doing it just in the heat of the moment and not have no type of protection. And she was like, and whatever ends up happening or whatever she has, hopefully is curable. Hopefully it's curable and it's not a death sentence for you, because there is AIDS and everything. So hopefully what she has is curable and all you need is some medication. It's treatable. And she's like, but I'll tell her to give you a call back when she gets out. He's like, okay. So he was all nervous and scared on the other end because ain't no telling what I have. And then my friend, she didn't make it any better by putting that shit in his head, knowing, some of the diseases out there that are deadly and shit, that, that could be a death sentence. You got AIDS and all this shit. So so she hung up with him. And we're just cracking up in my house. I am cracking up. I cannot stop laughing. We are laughing, and he's over there waiting by the phone for me to call to tell him what it is that I found out that I have, and I'm just waiting, and I'm just cracking up, and I'm making it worse, and I'm making him wait even longer, because the suspense is gonna kill him. Was killing him more, not knowing. So finally, when I called him, I told him, because I didn't want to make myself look dirty and nasty and shit, so I told him that I found out that I had chlamydia. And the doctor told me that I needed to tell all my partners that I was with because they could have it too, and they need to go get themselves checked out. And me knowing, I told him that because one, I know he doesn't have, I knew that he didn't have any insurance at all. So for him to go get checked out, he had to go to the emergency room, to either a free clinic or to an emergency room and sit there for hours, wait to get tested. And those tests hurt on a man because they put them long sticks and it's like, So I told him I had that. So then he wanted to know what did it feel like. I'm like, look, man, you just have to go and find out. Okay? You just need to go down there. You need to get yourself checked out and find out if you have it because you could have it just as well. Okay? You just need to go down there and find out. Okay? And don't worry about it, what it feels like. You just need to confirm if you have that, if you don't have it. Okay? I don't want to talk to you anymore. Goodbye. Leave me alone. Do not look for me anymore. I'm done. I did my part. I already told you that you could have a disease right now. You need to go get yourself checked out. Goodbye. And I hung up on him, and I was just laughing my head off. Laughing while he was shitting bricks over there. He was worried. He was scared that now he may have chlamydia. Which was all nothing but a lie, and I'm cracking up. Me and my best friend, to this day, we still laugh about that because it's funny as hell. So that was that. So then I didn't speak to him again. So then I find out About a month later, yeah, about a month and a half later, I now, I now, I now find out that I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant now. Off of this loser, out of all the men that I have dated that has so much potential, that had successful careers, that had jobs, that would have been a good daddy. Out of all of them that I had dated, never ended up pregnant off of none of them. Not even a scare. Never got pregnant off of them. And the one as a straight up loser, ain't got shit to show for, is the one that I end up pregnant off of. Really? Wow. Isn't that some shit, right? So I find out that I'm pregnant. I get it confirmed. I tell him, I reach out to him and I let him know, I'm pregnant and you're the daddy. And of course, he wanted proof. Okay, it's fine. I showed him proof because I took the pregnancy test and I got it confirmed as well as the doctor's office. They told me how far along I was, which I was like, I think 7 weeks pregnant. At the time when I found out, I was 7 weeks pregnant. And I told him, and of course, just like any man, just like a typical man that he was, what was the first thing he did? He denied it. He said, "That's not my child. That's not my child. That's not my child. You're not having my baby because you ain't nothing but a hoe. So I need a DNA test to prove that that is my child right there. So I'm not doing anything until I got proof that that's my child because I know that you've been sleeping around with other men and everything. So I'm not gonna. So I'm not. So I'm not doing anything." I'm like, really? Okay. Just like a damn loser, denying that this is not your child when you know damn well that this is your child with a time frame. So being that was that. So I went and I went because I knew where his mother lived. I knew where she had ended up moving to. So I showed up at his mother's house. And when I showed up at his mother's house, because I'm gonna let his mother know, because I'm gonna make it known. Everybody's gonna know that I'm pregnant, that I'm having your child. Okay, you're the daddy. You're not gonna keep this a secret because it's not just my responsibility; it's your responsibility as well. I didn't make this baby on my own. So you're gonna have to take responsibilities for your actions as well. So I went to his mother's house, and when I went to his mother's house, both of his sisters were there, and I had told her that I was pregnant. She was happy. She congratulated me. They were happy. But one thing that they did tell me was the mother and the sisters, they told me, you need to prepare yourself to raise your child on your own because he's not going to be there to help you raise your child. He does not take care of any of his kids at all. He is a deadbeat dad. He's a lousy excuse for a man. He's nothing but a waste of energy. He's a waste of skin and energy. You need to prepare yourself to raise that child by yourself. You're going to have to remain, this is your first child, so you're going to have to remain strong. And you're going to be scared. It's going to be scary at first, but you have to remain strong. And you're going to have to be the father and the mother for that baby. And ain't nothing worse when you hear it straight out of the horse's mouth. When you have his own mother, telling you, prepare yourself to raise your child by yourself because my son is a straight up loser and my son is not going to help you take care of your child because he doesn't take care of any of his kids at all. When his own mother is telling you this and his sisters are telling you this, it's sad. And it's sad and is heartbreaking and is scary as well. When you're a first time mother. And it's like, what should I do? Should I keep it? Should I get rid of it? Because I already know that I'm going to be doing this by myself. Should I keep it? Should I get rid of it? No. I'm keeping my child. This is my baby. My baby ain't going nowhere. I'm keeping my child. So they told me, they warned me, he's not going to be part of her life. He's not going to offer you what you want. He's never going to be the man that you want him to be at all. He's a very, they told me he's irresponsible. You cannot rely on him for anything. He's never had anything in his life. He's always relied on a woman to give things to him. He needs a woman to validate him. This is coming from his own sisters and his mothers. They're telling me, and his mother, he needs a woman to validate him. He's never had his own stuff. It's always been a woman. He's the type of man, he's a womanizer. That's what they told me. He's a womanizer, and he's lazy. He does not like to work. He's never held down a job, and if he had a job, he's not able to hold on to it at all, very long, because he'll end up getting fired or he'll get quit, one or the other. They told me. So they're like, we're here for you. We will help you. I will support you. If you need a babysitter, I will support you. I will help you. I will babysit for you and all this stuff. They told me, and I was like, well, thank you. I had their support. I had the family support. I didn't have any support from him at all. So throughout my pregnancy, I basically was abandoned. I got abandoned throughout my pregnancy. So I used to go to my doctor's appointment. During my doctor's appointment, my doctor used to tell me that I had the perfect stomach. I had the perfect stomach because I had the stomach that every woman wants when she's pregnant. Because I wasn't big, I wasn't big, I wasn't a whale at all. I was the perfect shaped stomach for the months that I was pregnant and everything. I was good. But health wise, I was in good condition health wise. Emotionally, I was not, because I was abandoned throughout my pregnancy. So I went through everything all by myself. With my daughter, I paid for everything. I worked up to the day that I went into labor. I went into labor while I was at work. So, but I paid for everything. I bought the clothes, the cribs, the car seats, everything. I paid for everything out of pocket. I did everything all by myself. So emotionally, I wasn't happy, but I was in good health and everything. I didn't gain any weight, thank God. So I really didn't need to buy any maternity clothes, because I was able to continue wearing the same clothes that I was wearing, because I was small. I didn't weigh that much. I only weighed like 147 pounds, and that was it. So I was able to continue wearing the same clothes that I was wearing. And I had where I was at. So, I had her. And then finally, when I finally decided to show, because I was small, I didn't have a big stomach. I was small. And when I finally decided to show my stomach, because I was dying to show my stomach. I was dying. You know how when you're pregnant, you'll be like this in front of the mirror looking and everything. And I was looking because my stomach was small. And I was looking. And then finally, when I started to show, where people actually knew that I was actually pregnant, I was about 7.5 months pregnant at the time. That's when about 7 months. And then when I turned 8 months, guess what? She popped out. She came out right away. She popped out, and she was born 3 pounds, 12 ounces. She was a small baby. And she was in the NICU for like a month. They had in the NICU in a tanning booth, because, her lungs wasn't fully developed. So she was so they kept her in the hospital for a whole entire month. And so then after that, I tried to do it for my daughter. So for 5 years, I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt to be a daughter to my father. I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving you the opportunity to be a father. I'm giving you the opportunity to be a father. Don't get it twisted. I did put his ass on child support after she was born. Yes, I did. I put his ass on child support right away. Yeah, I ain't playing. You're going to pay me money. Okay, but I did give him the opportunity for him to be a father. And that whole entire way, I wasted 5 years of my life trying to do that with him. And I was doing it mainly for her, so she could have a family, so she could have a father. But he didn't want to be a father. He chose not to be a father at all. He didn't want to do it. And then he used to use my daughter as an excuse to try and get me in bed. And at first I didn't realize it, but after a while I peeped game that he would use her as an excuse, talking about he wanted to come see her, spend some time with her. But in reality, what he really wanted to do was to try and get me in bed. And then once I peeped game and I realized it, I was like, no, if you're gonna come over here to spend time with your daughter, you're gonna spend time with your daughter. You don't need a cuddle with me. You don't need to sleep with me in bed. You don't need to, we don't need to be watching movies. You need to do that with your daughter. You need to cuddle with your daughter, watch TV with her and all that stuff. Not with me. Okay, you had your chance with me and you blew it. Okay, if you're coming here to see your daughter, you're gonna come here to see your daughter. You're not coming here to see me. And being that I peeped game and I told him, guess what? He changed his mind and he decided not to come at all. He decided he talking about something came up and he wasn't able to come. I'm like, but you just said an hour ago that you want to come spend time with your daughter. Now all of a sudden, now that I told you that it's your daughter that you're gonna be spending time with and not with me, and don't expect nothing out of me. Now all of a sudden you don't want to come around? Really? Yeah. Because again, he was using her as an excuse to get me in bed until I peeped game of what he was doing. And then that after that point, I was done with him. Didn't want nothing to do with him. It's a wrap. I'm not wasting no more time. I wasted 5 years already. I even tried living with him. I even let him move in with me. The first time I let him move in with me, he moved in. He only lasted in my house for 1 week. Because by the end of the, because by Friday morning, 6 a.m., I had already put his ass out on the street. Yep, because he had came in on a Saturday, and by Friday, 6 a.m., I already had put his shit out in the street. I already had his clothes in garbage bags, and I had him outside already, outside the front door. I put him out. So he only lasted 1 week the first time. The second time when I tried it again, letting him come live with me, he only lasted 30 days. Because by the end of the month, I put his ass out. I put his ass out again, because I cannot live with him, because he had his priorities all messed up. His thing was, I was the one that was working. He didn't have a job, of course, but at the same time, he wanted to be driving around in my car, wasting my gas. No, I need my car, but he didn't want to be staying, because this is what he said. He said that he didn't want that he's a man, that he can't be in the house all day babysitting. I'm like, babysitting? What the hell are you talking about babysitting? That is your child. You are not babysitting your child. You're taking care of your child. If I'm the one that's working here, okay, then and you're not working, then you should stay home with your child, taking care of your child, raising it, not babysitting. You babysit other people's kids. That's your child. But he didn't want to do that, because he saw it as him being babysitting, and then being that he's a man, he shouldn't be in the house. He should be out and about in the street. And that's why he wanted to be, driving, or he wanted me to be leaving him my car so he could be able to go out. No, you're not going to be wasting my gas joyriding around town, and when you don't even have money to put gas in the car. No, because I put enough gas in the car to last me for a whole entire week. Not so you could go joyriding my car all over town and wasting my gas, and then when you come pick me up, my gas is almost empty because you've been driving around town all this time. No, and you're not babysitting, because this is your child. So, like I said, he only lasted 30 days in the house, and I put his ass out again. And that was the last time that I dealt with him. At that point, I don't want nothing to do with him. I don't want you coming around my daughter at all. I am going to protect my daughter. My daughter don't care for you at all. Because he did not have no type of connection with her. He didn't have no bond with her. He didn't have no father and daughter bond. There was no connection. They had no connection. So she wasn't missing out on anything. So it's like, I don't want you nowhere near my daughter. Do not look for her. I don't want you nowhere near her at all. And I put my foot down and I protected my daughter, because I was not going to allow him to be coming in and out of her life as he pleased, just so she could end up getting hurt at the end. No, I'm not going to allow that. I am going to protect my daughter, and you are not going to hurt my daughter. Okay? You're not going to be coming in and out of her life as you please. No, not happening. So I ended that right there. That was the last time that I spoke to him. I haven't spoke to him since. To this day, I haven't spoke to him since at all. So that ended. So then after that, I started working. So we're going to move forward now, forward along in the future. My daughter's she's already in elementary school. I started working for this new company. Again, like a Virgo, I meet this person at my job. Like I said, I typically met the men I dated at work. So I met this dude. I didn't know he was even in the elevator. I was coming back up from my break. This is a few years later. I was coming back from my cigarette break. He was him, me, and this other girl in the elevator. I didn't even know he was there. The girl had said something to him. He had said, oh no, I had went to bed early because he had went to the gym and he was working out. And he went to bed early. And I had turned around and I had looked at him because I didn't even know he was in there. So when I looked at him, I was like, damn, he's cute. I was like, it's cute. And I'm checking out his body. I'm like, and he got a nice body. And he has a really nice smile. He has pretty eyes and everything. And he got a job, you know? So it was like, so then she's like, oh, okay. So then she gets off on the floor. She gets off on her floor. So it's only him and I left in the elevator. And he continues talking to me. And we just laughing in the elevator and everything. And I'm like, and I just started crushing on this man right away because he was like, wow. He was 6'3". He was cut. He has these beautiful green eyes. He's tall. He was half Puerto Rican, Cuban. He was half Puerto Rican, Cuban, and white. That's what he was. And I didn't even know his name, but we continued talking. We had continued talking, and I would always see him walking in the hallways, either to go get coffee or get water, whatever, and we would always, be cheesing at each other, smiling and shit, because the attraction was already there. We was already attracted to each other. The chemistry was already there, but I still didn't know this man's name. So then one day I decided to go look for him. I knew we worked on the same floor. I didn't know what department he worked on. I knew he worked on the other side of the floor, but I didn't know where. So one day after work, I decided to go look for him because I knew he tends to work late. So I couldn't find him, and I'm walking down the other side of the floor, and I just couldn't find him at all. So I'm walking and walking, walking. Then when I turn around, he's right behind me. And he scared the hell out of me. Because I wasn't even expecting him. So it's like, and so I screamed real loud. He's like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean, I didn't mean, I didn't mean to scare you. I'm like, no, because I didn't hear you. He goes, you couldn't hear me with me walking with my big old feet. I go, no, I didn't hear you at all. So then I went right ahead and I introduced myself. He introduced himself and everything. He told me, yeah, he's over here. He works over here in this department and everything. I'm like, okay, that's good. And I was so happy because I finally got the man's name. So I went back to my computer, and I looked it up on the company address book to find out what he does in that department. And it turned out that he was a supervisor in that department. Our departments are parallel to each other, so our departments don't even communicate at all. So they were parallel. So I met him, and there was connection. And I thought with him, he was a soulmate. He was a soulmate because the connection between us was very strong, and the pull was very, very strong between us. And I mean, you got the connection, you got the chemistry, the communication, everything was there, and the pull was very strong. And he was my soulmate, but he was one of my soulmates, but it wasn't meant for us to actually be together. because I felt for him hard. I felt for him hard. He had feelings for me as well. But the thing about him was that, you know, his issue was he was very career focused. He was climbing that ladder of success. So when I met him, he was a supervisor. So then he goes from supervisor to manager to senior manager to director. He's a director now. He's a director now at the place where he works at right now. So and um, and the connection was there, but he was very career focused. And this is a man that's a great catch. He has no kids. He has a successful career. He has his, he owns his own house. He's very independent. He's outgoing. He's good looking, but at the same time, he's commitment phobe. He doesn't want to get. He's scared of getting commitments because of what took place in his past. In his past, which was, he had his heart broken by another woman, whatever. So he was constantly living in the past, and the way he saw things, he felt that every woman was the same because he's been in so many bad relationships that he really didn't want to get into another relationship at all. And then due to the fact that we worked together, he didn't want to get into a relationship because we worked for the same company. And then he's a manager there, and even though our departments are parallel to each other, we don't communicate at all. But still, I'm an employee, he's a manager, and he's not trying to do that. He's not trying to shit on the hand that feeds him, better yet. And I respected that. Cool. You don't want to shit on the hand that feeds you, that's cool. But we had our little office romance, but but it wasn't, nothing. We wasn't exclusive. Let's put it that way. We wasn't exclusive because he don't, because that's the place where he works at. So so then it was like, okay, so now I no longer work for the company. I'm no longer working for this company. So what's up? Are you and I gonna do this? Because I now work for a different company. Are we gonna do this now? We're gonna get together or what? No, because he decided to go and get himself into another relationship with some other chick. He was now dating somebody else, which I did not know about because I always thought it was just It was, it was just me. I didn't know he was already with somebody else, with another girl. I'm like, that's good to know. And he basically took me for granted. He didn't appreciate me. He didn't see the value in me. I basically did all the work. I did his job and my job because I was the one that was constantly doing all the work. I was the one that was keeping the connection going. That connection, I was the one that was constantly keeping it going. I was the one that was constantly reaching out to him over and over, good morning, blah, blah, blah. I was the one that did everything. Happy birthday, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, whatever. I was the one that did everything. I was the one that always reached out to him. He never reached out to me. When it came down to it, when he would reach out to it, if I would send him a text message, I had to wait. It will normally take him hours for him to respond back to me. That's if he responded back to me that same day. But he didn't appreciate me. The point is that he didn't appreciate me. He took me for granted. He didn't appreciate the love that I was offering him because I was offering him genuine love. The love that I had for him was genuine and it was real. And because I was in love with the man, I fell in love with him. I fell in love with him hard. Now, I knew that he had love for me because I felt it, because when he was with me and we were alone, I could feel that he did love me, that he did have love for me. The way he would look at me, the way he would hold me and everything, I knew it. But when we were at a distance, it was easy for him to resist me. When we were together, he couldn't resist me at all. From a distance, he can, but when we're together, he can't. But at the same time, he wasn't putting me first. His job was his main priority. That's what his main priority was, his job His money, job, and career. That's what came first. It wasn't me. I didn't come in first, second, third, or for hours. Came in last for everything. And it's like, okay, we've been doing this now for 8 years now. I've been going in circles with you for 8 years. I've been patient with you, waiting for you, giving you the benefit of the doubt, hoping that you will actually heal and you will end up in a relationship together. I'm like I'm 8 years in this now, and still, I'm still going in circles with you. Still going in circles with him, and and it's like, I need to know, this is what I want. Can you offer me what I want? Well, I work a lot. I have to travel for my job. I have meetings. I cannot commit to a certain day to come spend time with you on a certain day. I can't commit to that because I may not take any lunches. I may have to go out of town. And then, and I don't like being out late at night. I don't do that. And then on the weekends, normally with my family and everything. So technically, you can't. So technically, you can't find no time for me at all. What about leap year? Because so far you can't do it during the week because you're working. On the weekends you are normally with your family, and you don't like going out late at night at all. Whatever, you can't commit to anything because of your job, because you may be traveling, whatever the case may be, whatever you may be doing that. So you're really not offering me anything. You said a lot right there. That's enough said right there. That's enough said. You ain't offering me anything. And one thing I also want to say, that I've always been into the spiritual world since I was a little girl. I grew up around the spirituality. I grew up around it and everything. And tarot cards always had caught my attention. Always, always, always. For years, tarot cards has always caught my attention. And I used to be on YouTube here listening to readings as well, listening to different readers and all that stuff before I even started my channel. And then, so then him telling me this and everything, I was like, you know what, I can't continue doing this. Because all it's doing is making the situation worse. Because all I'm doing is hurting myself by remaining with this man, because this man is not willing to work with me. He's not compromising with me. He's not meeting me halfway. We're not on the same page at all. But yet I stick around for what? I'm wasting time. I already wasted 8 years of my life on this man, hoping that we would end up as a couple, because he was the one. He was the one. He was my ideal partner. He was the, he was my, the be all and be, he was the one for me, and my mind and my heart. He was the one. I felt hard for him. And during that time frame, I had started going back to church as well. I joined the church. I was a member of the church. I was doing the Lord's work, going out, feeding the homeless, going to neighborhoods that were less fortunate than me, feeding them, doing things. I was just doing the Lord's work, Bible study, women's class study, going to church on Sundays. I mean, I was doing all of that. I was like really heavily involved in the church at the same time. And I will be praying and everything. I will pray and pray and pray, give him the strength to, come to me, open up to me, be with me. And then it got to the point to where I just said, you know what, God, bring me the man that you want me to be with. Because apparently he's not the one. Because he hasn't came to me yet. He hasn't confessed his love towards me as of yet. So bring me the man that you want me to be with. The man that's meant to be with me. Bring him to me, and I will wait, and I will welcome him into my life with open arms and an open heart. I will wait for him. Bring me the man that you want to be with me. So I was doing that, and then so I stopped talking to him, stopped talking to the guy. It was really hard. It was really, really hard. It took me a long time to get over him. It took a while because, like I said, I felt really hard for him, and I thought he was the one. And it took me a long time to get over him. And at the same time, I used to pray for the man that's actually meant to be with me, whatever he's going through, to please give him strength, to give him motivation, encouragement, to be able to move forward in his life and overcome any obstacles that he may have, and for the God to please bring him home to me, bring the man that he wants me to be with, bring him home to me. And then I also try going on dating websites, those dating apps and all that stuff. It's like whatever. That's like, you guys know what that's like. So after I ended, right before I ended it completely with him, that's when I decided I'm gonna start focusing on myself. I'm gonna focus on me. It's all about me now. I'm not gonna focus on him anymore because I put too much energy into him, and it's time for me to focus on myself and do what makes me happy. And what made me happy was tarot. I enjoy doing tarot. I enjoy doing tarot. I started my channel. I was going to the gym. I was doing everything that made me happy. I started focusing on myself. And again, like I said, it was hard because I was still trying to get over him. It was hard me working and thinking about him and be tempted to send him a text message. And it's like, no, don't text him. I had to be calling my friends. Yo, I am so tempted to send so and so a text message right now, and my friends, they would talk me out of it and everything. So I wouldn't do it. And it was hard at first because the pull was very strong, the connection was very strong. But then the more that I started to focus on myself, focus on my finances, focus on my career, focus on what makes me happy, the days, the weeks became easier for me. It became much easier, and it came to the point to where I would go a whole entire day and not think about this man at all. I wouldn't even think about him at all. A whole entire day. And I wouldn't realize it until at least the next day, whatever, that he didn't even cross my mind. Then it came to the point to where I would go weeks without even thinking about him. A month or so, before you know it, I'm not even thinking about this man at all because I'm doing what makes me happy. I got my tarot channel going on. I got my beautiful subscribers. I'm going posting videos. I'm having fun. I'm loving it. I'm going to a gym. I'm working out. I'm exercising. I'm like, yes. So it's like, whatever. I could care less. It's all about me now. It's all about me. What makes me happy. And putting all that energy that I was putting towards someone else that didn't deserve my love, putting it towards me and putting myself first and having self-love for myself to be complete and healed. And that's what I did. I started doing the self-work on me. Hey, Jessica. I started to do the self-work on myself so I could be complete. So when the next man that comes into my life, I'm ready for him. I'm complete. I know what I want. I'm not worrying about no past person at all. I don't have any feelings towards past person, or I'm not hurting over whatever. I'm not hurting because of this or this and that, whatever. I'm complete. I have self-love. So when the next person that comes into my life and offers me love, guess what? The love that they're offering me is in addition to the love that I already have for myself, because I already have self-love. So if that person was to decide to get up and leave and be like, I don't want to do this anymore, I'd be like, fine, cool. You're not hurting me because I'm already complete. The love that that person offered me was an addition to the love that I already have for myself. That person did not complete me. I was already complete. I'm already complete. And I made it to that point to where I'm now complete. And if you're not offering me what I want, and if you just step into me playing games and everything, you know what? I do not care. Bye. I don't want to hear what you got to say. Goodbye. There's the door. I ain't got time for you. I'm not wasting any time for me with you. I know my worth, I know my value, and I have self-love for myself. So I am going to put myself first, and I have to come in first in the other person's life as well. But all of that did not come easy because it took a lot of work. Me having to, remain strong, remain going to my inner strength, and just be like, you deserve better. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be happy. You deserve this. You are a good woman. Okay, you're a beautiful, good woman. Any man should be proud to have a woman like you by their side. Any man should be proud. You are a very strong, independent woman. You can do this. Any man should be proud to have you. They should be kissing the ground that you walk on. And it took a lot of time, it took a lot of work, but guess what? I did it. I was able to accomplish it. I was able to accomplish all of that. And then I used to go on those, on the dating apps, what you call it, Facebook, Bumble, what's the other one? The other dating app, those dating apps and everything. And it was always the same old losers. I talked to them for a while, and within a few days, they was already either boring me, they was starting to bore me, or there was always something, some type of excuse or something. It's like, whatever. I don't even feel like doing this anymore. So it's like sometimes I would go on them, sometimes I wouldn't go on them, because it was like, there ain't nothing out there at all. I'm happy. I'm single. I'm not dealing with no drama. I hear the stories that you guys tell me, the horror stories that you guys be telling me. Oh, and I'd be like, thank God I'm single, because I don't have to deal with that. I don't have to deal with none of the drama, the arguments. If there's an argument here, guess what? I always win, because guess what? Because I'm the adult here, and whatever I say goes. So I always get to win the arguments here in the house. So that's good. Really? so So and then at one point, then I just at one point,
Do you want me to just wipe it down?
yeah,
Like the kitchen spread?
yeah. And then I'm sorry about that. And then I was in the dating apps. You found the same shit over and over. Ain't nothing different. So then I just got to the point to where I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I might as well just go right ahead and accept the fact that I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. Might as well just go right ahead and accept it. I'm gonna be single. Because you guys know the things that you find out those dating websites is like, it's nothing but a bunch of garbage. And I'm like, I might as well just accept it that I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. And I'm okay with it because I'm happy. I'm happy. I don't have to deal with nobody's drama. I get my way all the time. I win every single argument. I'm okay with it. I'm fine. I'm happy. No drama. And I finally decided, and I finally accepted the fact, yeah, I'm going to be single. I'm going to end up being single. I'm going to end up being single for the rest of my life. But there's nothing out there that's worthwhile. So, that's that. Until May 28th, which was a Sunday. Yeah, it was a Sunday. May 28th was the day, was the date. So it was around 10 a.m., May 28th. Around 10 a.m. right there. I'm just, laying in my bed, just chilling. Still got my PJs on. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, and everything. Just going through it and everything. Then I received an instant message from someone on Facebook. Who the hell is this? Who the hell is this person? And when I look at it, is a Hispanic man. He's handsome. He's very good looking. And he's talking about hola. And I'm like, hello, how are you? So I am going to leave it right there, because now we're making into him coming into your life. And you guys tell me what you guys think so far of my story. Because I wanted to give you guys history first of, of everything that I have gone through all the way up to this point as far as dating wise. Dating wise. So you guys tell me. I mean, do you guys have any questions for me, anything like that? Because there's gonna be several videos, and he's gonna come on, and he's gonna tell you his side of the story as well, everything that he's gone through in his life and his marriage, because he's been married, and he's gonna tell you his side of the story. So you guys, I mean, but we'll get there. So tell me, what did you guys think so far of it? Do you guys have any questions for me? Because the next video I'm gonna pick it up with him talking about hola. You guys have any questions for me? Okay. Well, either way, I'm gonna leave it right there, and on the next video we'll pick up with him. Okay? With hola. Okay? Well, I will see you guys again. You take care. Thank you for coming in and listening to my story. It's been fun, and trust me, it gets more juicy. It gets more juicy as it goes on, and then he's gonna come in and tell you his side of the story. It gets more juicy. There's a lot of drama involved in this. There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot to unpack here. A lot. So you guys take care. Be safe. I will see you guys in a little while. I will be coming back on a live. I'm gonna be coming back on again to do some live tarot readings again for you guys. So just be on the lookout, because I'll be back on live again for some readings. Okay, so you guys take care. Be safe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay cool. Bye.